So, welcome. Um, Today I want to show up some a new engine I made and the development of this engine. Um, Probably going to do small videos on this once a week or something. Um, Compile times are quite slow, but once we get there, I'll show off what I made so far. So it's running Lua. It loads. Yeah. Okay. So well, the reason for the weird stuff here is because I don't currently have a good way to. So the engine is multi-threaded first of all, and I don't have a good way to access delta times in multi-threaded, so I can't turn it at a fixed speed. I need to turn it at like just a random speed. But as you can see, I have 100 cars here, and I have the sponsor scene, and it's all rendering good. It's multi-threaded, as I said, and we're drawing about 80 frames a second. There's two lights in the scene, yellow one and a red one. The red one is of course much more powerful light. So yeah, and these can be controlled, the positions are controlled from the Lua scripts, which I can show you here. So this is the Lua script I just made. We have it on an init function, which is a save function. So it runs in the in single-threaded performance, or it runs single-threaded, and uh, it runs on the main thread. And then we have on physics, which doesn't do anything right now. On logic, which is the multi-threaded part of this. When it just right now, it just finds a random rotation and set the car's rotation to that. And then we have the unrender, which takes this rotation and puts in here, right? So the reason why this is really cool, right, is because even if you have some laggy objects, something like, oh, we need to do something computationally hard, like this, and just a minute, I need to redo this stuff. So we have something computationally hard, like finding the first 40 numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. It's fine still, because it's fine still, because it shouldn't hurt the frame rate. What the hell? Alright, and we are back, sorry. Um, so the problem was that I was actually not calling on render in the main thread, but now, as you can see, we have still these 80 frames a second rendering these 100 objects, but the objects here are not necessarily running at, or the logic function are not running at 80 frames, 80 times a second. This might only run once a second, or maybe not even once a second. And as you can see, it just makes the object laggy, but not actually the game experience itself. So that's really cool. Um, the other, of course, benefit of this is that we are able to multi-thread stuff, so it can run faster, basically. Um, so yeah, here's all these cars, and yeah, looks really cool. The next thing is to add textures and stuff to this, and then once that's done, I do some synchronization, where basically um, each of the Lua objects, which is the Lua VM machine, uh, VM, not yeah, just VM. They will have a global table, and I could just look at that global table, and I can update it so it's the same on every single client, and that should make the game state of every single client more or less the same. Of course, they're gonna have different perspectives and such, so that'll be handled in a different way, but everything that isn't the player controller should be uh, synchronized. So that's a short introduction to this engine. Hopefully you find this somewhat interesting. I'll see you next time.